So this is my mate Matt Graham from Sydney. He's just driven up to Noosa. It's taken him 11 hours and he's in a ton of back pain. And what I'm just showing you here is a range of different assessments. This is an Eastern reflexology test that I'm doing to make him aware of what's going on with his large intestine and how that can be having a contributing factor to his lower back pain. But I'm doing weight distribution tests and checking his body out whilst he's standing statically and seeing how long it takes for him. As you can see here, that's my daughter, and then his daughter comes up in a sec. How long it's taking him to get down, to lie down on his back. There's just a lot of different things I'm doing to be able to get a benchmark as to where he's at before I actually start getting him to do any stretching or strengthening work or mobilizations. Here I'm doing some pinwheel testing to look at the different sorts of communication that he's got from his lumbar spine to his legs. This is what's called a myotomal strength test, just comparing strength between left and right. This is a nerve test. People have really got different sorts of things like disc herniations. They'll get shooting pain going down their leg on that one particular side, but he can get it up pretty high. This is another one though where I'm getting him to do the same thing as what I did before, but by getting him to now slump forward a little bit more and pull his chin into his chest as well, and you'll see that in a second. We're just trying to basically stretch that nerve even further to see if any pain comes around, and you'll see that he'll point to his right lower back. So you got a little bit more with this one here with that. So it's just helping me to know where to put my time and attention and where to be able to give the client the most bang for their buck. So he's in a lot of pain just trying to bend forward there like that. So that was his full range of motion with trying to bend forward to touch the floor. So as you can see, he was in a lot of pain. He could go to the left pretty comfortably. There's 3 planes of motion that the body can move in. Forward and backwards, that's called the sagittal plane. The frontal plane, left and right, he's had a lot of pain going to the right there though. You can see his hand doesn't really go too far up on that left side. And from a lot of the tests that we'd just done, we'd found that his right hamstring was ridiculously tight. So we're going through and getting him to do a really long right hamstring stretch. Then you'll see I test and measure. I get people to immediately then go through and do the same test as what we've done before after we've done a particular stretch or a strengthening exercise. And you can see with him there, thumbs up, he's moving pretty well left to right just from one stretch. So it took us a little while to find out what the right one was to do, but he's already pretty happy, as you can see on his face. He's like, shit, that worked. So now we're going through though. I know he's pretty damn tight in his upper part of his spine, his thoracic spine. As you can see when he moves up and down here, I'm just trying to see what sort of a strategy he uses to move his spine. And a lot of people, especially after a big long drive, they use their lower back way more as the fulcrum, the pinnacle of their movement, their daily movement, and his thoracic spine's just like a bamboo stick. So I'm really here doing some blocking techniques to be able to put some extra movement into these upper vertebrae, so that when he moves his body or puts his hands above his head, and when he weight trains, which he does a lot, he's going to be able to get a bit more movement and awareness of how important it is to move other parts of the body so that you don't smash apart certain parts of the body all the time, like the lower back. So as you can see there now, he's got way better control and there's more movement going in around that thoracic spine. And now I'm teaching him to strengthen that spine in that new... Stretching and mobilizations are really great, but what's more important to do after that is then teaching people how to use their opposing muscles to then be strong in the new position that we want them to be. Our wives just came in there to check to see how things were going. Now I'm getting him to do another type of disc repositioning movement called a side glide. I'm getting him to do it with a little bit of a twist just to sort of see how this feels in his lower back. And then same again, I'm going to get him to test and measure it left to right. So going to the left, he's going down really well. To the right, facial pain comes up again. He's like, ooh, don't like that one. So we're not going to give that to him. I'm not going to prescribe that to him as an exercise. But this right hamstring, boom, we're going to get into that. I'm standing behind him and doing some what's called Pnf Stretching, some proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. It's a bit of a tongue twister, but getting him to do some extra work and then retesting again, and he's loving that. He's feeling a lot better. You can see in his face he's just got a lot more freedom. pretty awesome just from, one stretch. I got him to do some butt stretches as well that I didn't show. I'm retesting his large intestine meridian because it was really, really sore. Now he had no pain in there whatsoever when we did it. We're retesting him side to side here again after doing another hamstring. I was teaching him how to do it himself. He's feeling pretty good there. So to recap, this was him at the beginning. He had pretty shocking forward movement, a lot of pain. And then when he'd go to the right, same again, he had a lot of pain there as well. So that whole right lower back area, there was probably a little bit of a disc herniation there from the drive. This is a couple of hours later, after he's been stretching and doing everything. We're just having some Christmas cheer now at this point, and he is one happy camper.
That's great.
Amazing.